Hey everyone, Brett Gurney here with BrettGurney.com. Back to talk some more about some more stuff. When I do these videos, I just turn the camera on and I go. Okay, this stuff isn't rehearsed. It's not scripted. I don't really know what I'm going to talk about when I start, and that's one of the reasons why um, I'm using some of the blog posts that I've written and talking about my progression, which is what this particular series is all about. What I call my blog creation series, to be able to follow along with that kind of helps me, because you see, the fact of the matter is that um, I'm not a great speaker. This isn't something that comes naturally or easy for me, and I'm not a good trainer per se, as far as being able to relate information. It's in my brain, but for me to get it out and to talk about it and to say the things that I want to say without having to read something, it's not something that's easy for me. It's actually kind of difficult. But having said that, it doesn't mean that I can't work at putting content out there on the internet, which is going to get me noticed by other individuals, by other people, by other networkers, and by the search engine spiders, okay, to get ranked in Google and YouTube, which is kind of what it's all about. And I am starting now to get some hits on my videos and some visitors on my blog, simply by putting out this material and being consistent with it. So I'm going to continue doing that. I have no idea if how many people are following this. There's not a lot yet, but give me a year, okay? And it's one of the reasons why I'm doing this, because I'm looking forward to progressing um, and getting this more figured out than I am now, which it's coming together. But there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to do, and I encourage people to follow so they can see what we can um, what we can do here. Okay, what we can make happen. Okay, so back to the blog. On the last video, I talked about how how ridiculously slow we were through the months of July, August, and September. We did hardly anything, and I talked about that a little bit, about how easy it is to get off track, and I talked about to people about just getting started. And stop getting ready to get ready, and to just get started, and to get out there and start doing something, and just get going. Okay, so now I'm looking at my screen here once again, and we're in the month of October now. As some of you know, I've kind of backtracked, and I'm leading through this kind of journey of this blog creation, okay, and how we've been kind of fumbling along because we didn't really know what we were doing. We were kind of finding stuff on the internet and reading and learning about it, and then going and doing it, and reading some more, and then going back and doing it. It was a long process. But it's a process, and it's a process that's moving forward. So here I am looking at October, and I see that in October still we're doing hardly anything at all. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous, but there's 2 posts here for October. So obviously we were doing some other things. My priorities have shifted a little bit since then. I have a much clearer vision now of where I want to go with the rest of my, how shall I say, career in internet marketing, okay? And I've learned a lot about how important it is to brand yourself instead of your company, um, and things like that. So, which we'll talk a lot more about. But back to the screen and the 2 posts in October. The first one is titled "How to Resize or Stretch Photos." This just means this is when we got stuck. Well, here, I'm going to read it, a little bit of it. Have you ever run into a situation that required a certain size photo, and the photo you wanted to use just wouldn't work? Maybe the borders get cut off, or there's text on the bottom or top that won't show, or worse, the picture won't even load. Maybe you get an error that says your, 1 second. It says your image must be so many pixels. Maybe you want a header for a blog or Facebook page, which requires a long, narrow picture, and the one you want to use is a square. I know I sure have. So, and the rest of the post just goes on to talk about how to resize, your images, how to stretch your images to fit the application that you want them to. And obviously, this is an important thing. And there's some factors that come into play here. One is that if you manipulate or change the picture too much, you lose the contrast and you lose the sharpness in the image. And I learned that just by doing it. I mean, I had a perfectly good looking picture and then changed the pixels or the size or however you want to say, posted it, and it was blurry, and I didn't like it. So I had to kind of figure that out. And some of you can make work, and some you can't. But there's a lot to that. And in fact, I have a goal to learn a lot more about photo editing. And there's some good programs out there that are free. In fact, I just downloaded and installed the GIMP program. And I like that one. There's also Photoshop, of course, but I like the GIMP because I just found that the support, the training, the tutoring, or the help section was it fit me a lot better. Somebody that doesn't know anything about it, that needs to be able to understand the instructions. Okay, so that's a project that we'll be doing, and that will you can follow along with this as well too. We don't want to get real in depth with that because our goal obviously is more towards network marketing, but there is some image editing involved with what we want to do, and so we've got to learn how to do that, and we certainly will. We'll share it with you. Okay, so that's that post. Okay, so I'm going to back up here, and the second post for the month of October is called My First Post by Email. And it says back to the Jetpack plugin. I've talked about Jetpack a couple times. There are so many functions, and because we are in a learning blogging mode, here we go again, we feel it necessary to go through the entire thing and test and learn all the functions. Will we have a long-term use for them all? Probably not. Will we add, use, and learn them all anyways? Most definitely. We will. And for one reason is because if I'm going to teach this stuff, I've got to know as much as I can about it. So we try and we test and we do everything, whether it is we think we're going to put it to a lot of use or not. It's good to know. It's good stuff to know. And it kind of brings to mind some people that I've talked to that explained a little bit about what I'm doing, and they look at me and they say, well, why don't you just join this program here where the blog's already all set up for you, and all you have to do is plug, point, and go. It does everything for you. Well, I don't want to be a part of something that does everything for me, because what am I learning? I'm learning nothing. Okay, I'm learning how to plug myself into a program that who knows how long it's going to be around and stuff like that. To me, it's all about knowledge and education, okay, and being able to share that with others, and branding myself, my brand, and being able to build my own list and not somebody else's, and not having to depend on another company or another program, regardless of whether it's plug and play or not. That's all great, okay, but I want to learn how to do it, and I want to share how to do it. I want to teach others how to do it, and that's what this is all about, and we're just getting started. So anyways, that was that post. And that's what we did. It's a plug-in, and allows you to draft your post and then email it to your blog, and it puts it on there for you. And it worked pretty good. It's not something that I'll use a lot. I don't know if I'll ever use it, but it's good to know that that function is there, and how to do it, and that we can say that we did it, which we did, and it worked okay, but I'm fine with the old conventional method of just doing it on the blog itself. but that function is there. And some people who are real mobile and on their phones and stuff like that will have a use for that. Okay, and they'll want to, if they want to get out a blog post real fast, and they might want to just do it through an email and post it and get the word out. Okay, so that's it for that. Now, we're the next video that we do, of course, obviously will be the next month, which will be November. And November is when we join the blog school. And by the way, if anybody's looking at the blog now, what you see is not what this blog looked like at the time of when of these posts that I'm talking about right now. The blog at the time looked much different. It was pretty ugly, really. I had one of those WordPress themes on there with all these different crazy colors, and it just you know, it didn't look, and I kind of wish that I would have done this then, so people could see what it looked like as opposed to what it looks like now. And it's not by any means anywhere near done now. If you're looking at the blog, you can see the sales funnel. It's functional, looks okay, but the header of the opt-in form is not good enough for my standards. It looks kind of cut off on the right hand side and it's not centered. But all the pages are there: the thank you page, the confirmation page, the you've already subscribed page, the download page, the policies and procedures page, the terms and conditions page. It's all there. It's all functioning, which means that we can now drive traffic to the blog and start getting and start converting those visitors into leads, which is what this is all about, building your own list. So things will start to pick up now. We'll be able to start talking more about what we're learning in blog school, because that started in November, which will be beginning on the next video. So okay, here I go again, babbling. Wow, I cannot do a short video. Anyways, I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thanks for your time. Make sure you check out our blog, brettgurney.com, and our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Brett Gurney. We're starting to get a lot of videos up there. We got some playlists started, and we'll see you on the next video. Okay, have a good one. Thanks. Bye.